Let's breathe together. Good morning and welcome to Unity Spiritual Center, Saxe. On this September 27, 2020, let's take a deep breath and breathe. Breathing in life, expressing our gratitude for life, for this community, for unity principles. Continue to breathe deeply, knowing and affirming that we are one with divine wisdom, divine intelligence, divine beneficence, prosperity. That we are of God. And as you continue to breathe deeply, feel that breath and see it coursing through your veins, animating every cell of your body, nourishing your brain, giving life to the heart, to your skin, to every pore, every muscle and ligament, tendon. See yourself perfect, whole, and complete, knowing that you are and that you always will be. Continuing to breathe deeply, returning your awareness to divine love, knowing that that divine love expresses as us each and every day, knowing and affirming that we are creating our experience of the world in every moment through our thoughts, our consciousness. We are part and parcel of the created, even as we create. So we release any distractions. Tune in to our core being. Opening mind and heart to whatever it is we will experience in the next hour and 15 minutes together. Having a beginner's mind, each of us ready to learn, to expand, to remember who and what we are. And as we hold that knowledge of our divinity, we now sing together our centering song, Spirit's Prayer.
Loving Spirit dwells in me. This is my divinity. As within, so without. All I need is here and now. Where there's air, let me love. now and evermore. Loving Spirit dwells in me. This is my divinity. As within, so without, all I need is here and now. Where there's air, let me love. May I have no fear. All the power, all the glory, I surrender, let it be. Loving Spirit dwells in me, now and evermore.
And now we hold in our hearts the children of this community and the children of the world, remembering that they are looking to us for guidance and direction. Let's now recite and offer our prayer for them, our children's blessing. Together, children of light, we see you guided and directed by an inward spirit that leads you into the path that is right for you. We see you strong and whole. We see you blessed and prospered. We see you courageous and confident. We see you as the spiritually perfect beings you truly are. Children of light, we bless you. And our inspiration moment today is from Unity's The Daily Word. With faith, nothing is impossible for me. With gratitude, I use my faith to trust in the good that is always present, even when it has not yet been manifested. As I pray with faith, I discern the truth that always endures through even the most difficult circumstances. As I concentrate on harmony and love, all thoughts of lack, limitation, and discord simply dissolve. As I speak with faith, I use positive words to express my belief in myself and others as divine beings. As I act with faith, I access deep, lasting strength and fortitude that helps me to surmount any challenges. Inspired by faith, I move forward with confidence. Nothing is impossible for me. If you have faith the size of a mustard seed, you will say to this mountain, "Move from here to there," and it will move, and nothing will be impossible for you. That's from Matthew chapter 17, verse 20. Let's recite together our affirmation 3 times together. With faith, nothing is impossible for me. With faith, nothing is impossible for me. With faith, nothing is impossible for me.
You may wonder what your world is coming to, with all the ups and downs that you've been through. But there's more than the eye can see. There's the truth in your divinity. So be still and know all is well.
have that slide, Quentin? You'd think I gave him a pop quiz. I release everything from my past and clear the path for an amazing future. This was one of our posts on Facebook this past week, and it got a lot of attention. It got attention from friends and colleagues of mine here in the area that I've met in the last couple of years. It got attention from high school friends of mine from decades ago. It got attention from family who are all over the country. So this is a recurring theme. This is a recurring thing for people that comes up, this releasing our past and dealing with things that have happened to us in our lives, things that we either have gotten ourselves into or things that happened to us that we didn't have anything to do with. It may have been our issues with our family of origin. It might have been where we grew up. It might have been where we went to school, the kinds of friends or activities we were in. It could be a lot of things. But this issue of making peace with our past is huge for people. Huge. And so whenever it comes back up like this, I think we just need to address it. We need to think about it, because I think it's one of the things we need to work on in order to really have inner peace. And inner peace is what gives us a life that's fulfilling and grounded and joyful and allows us to have a groundedness and a happiness that I think nothing else can give us. A lot of times we hear that the past was just that. It's something back there, leave it alone, you don't have to look at it, don't focus on it. But sometimes it just makes itself present with us, and issues and things that we have not made peace with boil up within us from time to time. And things that happen to us currently, things that are in this present time, can trigger memories, can trigger things that you felt before, even if they were 50, 60, 70 years ago. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how long ago it was. Our current living can bring up things that we need to heal that happened long ago. And if we keep sticking it back down, then we don't heal it. If we try to leave it somewhere, it doesn't get healed. Last week, I talked about compartmentalizing parts of my life and allowing God to have access to one compartment or another. And that over time, I kicked open doors of parts of my life and let that divine beneficence flood in. And I think we need to do the same thing with parts of our past. Those things that we would rather not look at, the things that haunt us from time to time, the things that wake us up sometimes in the middle of the night, the things that all of a sudden become really present when we hear a particular song or smell something in particular. It could be the smell of something your mother, your grandmother used to cook. For me, the smell of lilac is very strong for me. We had a lilac tree in my backyard growing up. And whenever I smell lilac, I am taken back to 30, 40, 50, 60 years ago. And I may remember great times and wonderful times, but there are also times that I'll remember that are painful and things that just kind of are still sticking here, poking at me from time to time, causing discomfort in my mind, body, spirit, and heart. They say that our cells have memory, that our bodies have memory. I remember after my mother passed away and I was talking with the chaplain, the hospice chaplain. He told me our bodies remember grief, they feel grief. And that there were times when my body would remind me of the anniversary of a death before my mind would, my conscious mind would. And so often, when a particular anniversary of someone's passing comes up, for some reason my body feels something in the weeks before that. I feel like suddenly I'm carrying another 50 or 60 pounds, and I feel weighed down. And so the things we go through stay with us in one way or another. And paying attention to them without obsessing over them allows us to have some peace. Being fearless about looking at them, processing them, allowing yourself right now, with the consciousness you have now, to view what was in the past. To bring your current paradigm to circumstances of the past. To bring the love you feel for yourself to that you that experienced that hurt or whatever it was at that time. So the Kim that is here now at 62 years old, who has a consciousness of love and beneficence in this universe, looks back at Kim at 4 and 5 and 6 years old, who was victimized, and loves her and surrounds her with a love and a compassion and a spirit that I didn't have at the time. And there are times when I speak to her and I see her and I allow myself to hold her in my heart and acknowledge that she was hurt, acknowledge that she felt shame or something else, felt denigrated, felt alone, felt whatever it is, and give her all the love I could possibly give her from my current heart. It's not an easy thing to do, but I think it's a necessary thing to do. There are times when I look back at my teenage self and all of the drama that I felt and experienced and that went on in my head. And there was so much more drama in my head than there was in my life. And I enfold her in my heart, this heart that I have now, and love her. And I tell all of me, all of those iterations of me throughout those years, that I did the best I could do at those times with what I had. And just like we just heard in that song, I can say to myself, in those particular ages, be still and know all is well, all is well. It's okay. That's what you had at the time. And allow yourselves, those selves of you at those ages, to heal. Allow them to have a voice, to say to you what they felt, which perhaps they could not say to anybody else. Because I think a lot of the trauma that we feel was the trauma of feeling alone in circumstances. Like you really couldn't say what was on your heart of hearts at that time. That you really couldn't say what was on your heart at that time. And that the you that is here now perhaps doesn't know that you could possibly stand to hear what yourself at that age had to say. What would your wounded teenage heart want to say to you now? What would the hurt 5-year-old, 8-year-old, 12-year-old you need to say now? I talk often about allowing ourselves to have the emotion that we feel. And perhaps that emotion that we feel now is something that's pulling us from the past, saying, please heal me. Please heal me. Please listen to my heart. Look at my scars. Love me as I am. Love me as I am. How many of us growing up just wish somebody would just love us as we were at that time? A lot of us are still wishing it now. I wish somebody would just love me as I am. Warts and all. Yeah. Because the people who gave us life may not have been able to love us the way we deserve to be loved. They may not have had the capacity for that. They may not have been able to be present for that. We may not have had nurturing friendships at that age. I don't think we should run from our pain. Because the harder you run, the harder it chases you. Our pain is always a message. Physical pain is a message that something is wrong, and your body is crying out to you to pay attention to it. Check this out, because something is going on inside your body that should not be going on. And when we just throw an aspirin or ibuprofen on it and make it go away, we may take care of the pain temporarily, but we don't take care of the cause of it. When our younger selves are crying out to us to let me take voice or give voice to my pain, and we go have a glass of wine, or we go do something else, or we go shopping. I used to think shopping fixed everything. Well, it does for a minute. And then we do something else other than pay attention to the pain and allow ourselves to feel it and process it and release it. Release that past. We can't release what we won't feel. We can't release what we won't look at. Your present self has nothing to fear from the past. Your present self has nothing to fear from the past. Not even your emotion. No matter how big it is. Remember, we have been equipped with everything to handle whatever comes down the pike our way. Those 12 powers: faith, imagination, right judgment and wisdom, life, love, order, power, release, renunciation, strength, understanding, will, and zeal. Those 12 powers were given to you to handle those things, to heal those things. Release is a power that you have to call something forth that you don't want to carry anymore, that you don't want to experience as you experienced as that younger self, and let it go so that you can move forward and have that amazing life like that affirmation said. I came here that you could have life and have it abundantly. It doesn't mean you have to drag the baggage with you and throw something pretty over it and pretend it's okay. I grew up in a family that used to stick stuff under the rug. Yes, many of you may have been in similar situations where if we don't look at it, it doesn't exist. We talk about that often, about that stuff under the rug, until the rug is this high. And we're all jogging around it and climbing over it and kicking it and running into it. And we're still walking around with the blinders on. Don't look at the rug, don't look at the rug, don't look at the rug. Until sometimes the rug takes over the room. And then your inner peace, you can't have inner peace with all of that stuff in the middle, taking up space in your consciousness. Don't fear it. Look at it. Your present self can deal with it. Tell yourself who you are. Remember who and what you are. And go after that amazing life. I'm so happy that our new mission here talks about us equipping ourselves, having all that we need to live your best life. Live your best life. Like never before. Take all of the tools you have, these principles that we've been given that equip us with everything, absolutely everything, 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 everything. Did I say everything? To deal with the stuff. Take the rug off of the heap of stuff and start sweeping it out of the room. Sweep it out. Look at it as you're sweeping it. Look at it. Look it straight in the eye and declare who you are. Declare who you are and who you were then but didn't know. Too young to know. Or you didn't grow up in a family where those kinds of principles were taught to you. You can tell yourself now, you can tell that teenage self who you always were. And yes, it's okay, because you didn't know, you were working on the information you had at the time. And all is well now. Let's let go of this and have an amazing life. Unless you decide for some reason you want to keep the baggage and drag it around. Sometimes we get something out of dragging our baggage with us. And we talk about it, we take out the baggage and we hang it up. And we look at it and we show it to people. And we have the pity parties, woe is me. There's that looking at it. And then there's seeing it for what it is. Looking at it plainly. Looking at it with divine eyes. And letting yourself feel whatever it was that you couldn't feel then, that you didn't give yourself permission to, or couldn't have because of your age. Pull it forward. Spread love around it. As Vicki taught us, gosh, our beloved Vicki, gosh, she taught us to put a pink bubble around it and love it. Our beloved Vicki, put a pink bubble around it and love it and see yourself in that bubble. See yourself in that love. See that love pouring through you. And cut the ties with the things that no longer serve you. It's one of her gifts to us. One of her gifts to us. Put that part of your life in a pink bubble. And let the pink eradicate it, seep into it, so that all you see then is bubble. All you see is bubble. I can hear Vicki's voice now. Put it in a pink bubble. The pink representing love. Surround yourself with that. She taught us in one of those sessions to think of yourself at each and every age and surround that you at that age with that pink bubble. At every age. Allow yourself to live your best life now. One of my favorite songs, we've listened to it a few times here, when I forget who I am and I'm allowing the circumstances of life to drag me down. I listen to this song again. This Is Me, from The Greatest Showman. I absolutely love the lyrics. I am not a stranger to the dark. Hide away, they say, because we don't want your broken parts. I've learned to be ashamed of all my scars. Run away, they say. No one will love you as you are. But I won't let them break me down to dust. I know that there's a place for us, for we are glorious. When the sharpest words want to cut me down, I'm going to send a flood, going to drown them out. I am brave, I am bruised, I am who I'm meant to be. This is me. Look out, because here I come, and I'm marching on to the beat I drum. I'm not scared to be seen. I make no apologies. This is me. Another round of bullets hits my skin. Well, fire away, because today I won't let the shame sink in. We are bursting through the barricades and preaching from the sun, reaching for the sun. We are warriors. Yeah, that's what we've become. I won't let them break me down to dust. I know that there's a place for us, for we are glorious. We are glorious. Glorious. You know, when you're wrapping that pink bubble around your younger self, Tell yourself you are glorious. At each and every age, and each and every circumstance that you recall, when those moments of pain come up, remind yourself that you're a warrior and you are glorious. I love that word, glorious. You are not what happened to you. You are not what somebody told you you were. You are not your scars. You are not the bruises. You are not the pain. You are not the shame. You are glorious because of your divinity, your innate divinity. Your innate divinity. Before you were ever physically here on this planet, you were glorious. You were a part of the fabric of this universe long before the day of your birth. You were whole, perfect, and complete long before the day of your birth. And the gloriousness of you, the glory of you, cannot be taken away, cannot be chipped away, cannot be broken away, cannot be stolen. It cannot be marred. It cannot tarnish. It doesn't dissolve. It can be burned. It can't be touched by anything or anyone. You are glorious. Every part of you, every cell of you. Glorious. Let's take this into meditation. So let's breathe deeply. And search your heart right now to see if there is you at a particular age that needs healing. See that you at that age right now in your heart of hearts. Call him or her forward right now. See them in your mind's eye. Really see them. Look at them physically. What did you look like at that age? And perhaps as you began to see them in your heart. They were in a particular room, maybe in the home you grew up, or maybe in a relative or a friend's home, or out in a yard. What are they feeling? Let yourself at that age feel right now. Whether it's pain, sadness, grief, fear, shame, anger. Let them feel it. Let them give it to the you that you are now. Welcome that feeling that they feel. Open your arms to it. And as you continue to see that you at that age, let the you that you are now stand before them with a pink bubble in your hands. Take that pink bubble and expand it. Make it bigger in your hands with all the power that you have at this age, and wrap that bubble around them. That love that you can extend to them now. Wrap them in it. And allow them to still feel what they feel. Whatever it is. Perhaps that you at that age needs to say something right now to you. Let them say it. And keep expanding that pink bubble around them. Intensify the bubble. And the more that you at that age feels, surround them with more love. See them, hear them, feel them, acknowledge them, and love them. Just feel love. Unconditional love. Love that heals and harmonizes. Love that bears all things. Love that unifies. Keep loving. Keep loving. Now picture yourself holding that little one, that younger you. Hold them in your arms with both of you in the pink bubble. Releasing the pain, letting go of what no longer serves you. Preparing yourself to bring that little one forward into this amazing life life abundant. Peaceful life, a life of harmony, a life of unity, a life of prosperity. And as you stay in the pink bubble, now flood gratitude into that bubble. Gratitude that we can create a new life at any time. We can decide to live our best lives at any time. That it can all be healed. Gratitude for the power to create, for the power to release, for the power to love. Let's just be in the silence together for a few moments. Let's take a deep breath together as we prepare ourselves to return to the room. Just breathe deeply, breathing in life and love, exhaling life and love, knowing that you can return to this place of healing at any time. At any time. Just breathe. I release the pain of the past and step forward now into an amazing life. And so it is, and so it shall be. Amen. Now let's lift in prayer all those who are in our hearts. For Harper, Reba, and Eddie. For Dot and Nancy and all of her friends and family, all those who love her. For Alexine and Carl and Stephanie and family. The Silverbergs. For Deborah. for Vicky's family and friends. For all of those that we have named and all those who are unnamed at this moment but who live in our heart of hearts. We know that they are whole, perfect, and complete, and that the divinity that expresses as them is now surrounding and flooding into their life, their highest and best. And we know that all is well. All is well. And so it is, and so it shall be. Amen. Let's prepare for our offertory. Knowing all that we have, all of the abundance that floods through our lives comes from Source. So let's recite our celebration of giving together. Divine love, as me, blesses and multiplies all the good that I am and have, all the good that I give and receive, and so it is.
So this song is called Stars. Sister, moonlight with beams so soft, your truth gets lost. Father, sun ray burns his way past your heart, oh stars, protect us. Let your million eyes see. Stars rain slowly. Oh, sister, oh, moonlight with beams so soft, your truth gets lost. Oh, Father, sun ray, oh, he burns his way past your heart. Oh, stars, rain slowly. Give us time to open wide. Stars, protect us. Let your million eyes see. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
So just Vicky's family is having a private graveside service for her this coming Saturday. So please remember them in your prayers as they prepare for that, and take care of that on October 3rd.
Mike's cousin also passed away, and they're also, the family is having a private service. So please, I think it's gonna be
Okay. So remember Mike's family, Mike and his family, in your prayers. Landscape team was hard at work yesterday. Thank you very, very much. Do you want to announce anything, Tess?
Thank everybody that was there, Vicki and Jan and Judy and Paul and Mary was here. So we got a lot done.
Yeah, yeah.
All this back, cleaned up a lot of the side yard and so.
Thank you very much. Yeah. Thank you very much. Our landscape team just, under Tess's direction, thank you so much, Tess, for just doing a great, great job in making this work. Our landscape has just been transformed since you've taken over, so thank you so much. It's beautiful. I love walking around. It doesn't matter what part of the ground you're in, it just looks beautiful, and it's flourishing and growing, and it's just wonderful. So thank you to all of you. Yeah. Yeah, but wait, there's more. And Fred, you wanted to come up and say something?
Well, you know it wouldn't be me unless I told you guys a little story first. So there was a phone call at the church one day. Church secretary answers it, and the guy on the other end of the phone said, "I want to speak to the head hog at the trough." And she goes, "Oh my goodness, you cannot call the pastor that. He is not the head hog of the trough. We don't do that." And he said, "Well, I was going to give you a $5,000 donation." She said, "Just a minute, Porky just walked in." No offense, Kim, I'm sorry. The meeting that we had, the kind of the state of the affairs of the church, that meeting that we had on Zoom after the service last week went very, very well. We were able to present where we had been, and we were able to present where we are going in the future. We've spent to date about $35,000 on improvements that we needed to make to go to the next level. That's the bad news. The good news is it was all donated, so it didn't cost the church anything. But going into this next year is really important, that to get us to live up to our mission and vision statement, we need to take it up a notch. Need to take up our giving a little bit. Our 2021 budget is about $1,000 a month short than it is right now. And in order to accomplish that goal, we do appreciate everything that everybody has given up to now. That is enough said there. You guys have done great, because last year we said the same thing, and guess what? We overachieved because you folks were so generous with your gifts and offerings. But this year, we really feel like that we have got some momentum going, and we want to go to that next level and increase the number of congregants that we have, and also reach out into our community and do some things that we've never been able to do before. And one of the ways we have of doing that is to raise this additional $1,000 a month, and you can do it one of two ways. You'll get a slip like this. It's online. It's on Facebook. It's also, we have them here in the sanctuary and outside. And what I'm going to ask you to do is just make a commitment. It's not going to be starting until 2021, but you make a commitment, you put your name on it, you put it in one of the envelopes behind the chairs, and then you seal it and put it into the white bowl in the back. I am the only one that sees them, okay? That's on purpose. You don't need to be concerned about who knows what you give at any given time. But we have found that this is the most efficient and effective way in order to help us reach our goal. And we're very, very excited about what's going to happen. As soon as this COVID thing is over and our members are now beginning to come back in, which is wonderful to see all your half-shining faces, or your foreheads, as it will. But we're excited that people are now beginning to come back in and trust us that we have made this as the safest place that we can possibly make it. Now, in that vein, one of the things we'd like to do in this next year in order to get people involved in our church community and utilize our community center is we're going to have house concerts once a month. Things like Raheem and some other people that we're connected to want to use the sanctuary in order to do a concert. They have their own following. People buy tickets to this. The church would get a donation, and then the artist would get a donation. Teresa and I have been to several, and they're wonderful because you hear artists that you don't normally get to see because it's a very intimate venue. So we will do that on a very safe way. We have, right now we have a seminar going on that Jennifer, the yoga instructor, has run all weekend in the Serenity Suite, which is great. She came to us and said, I would like to rent your Serenity Suite for Saturday and Sunday afternoon, and it's worked great. So we feel very confident that we're now at that point. The sound system, by the way, was built for two reasons. The sound system and the improvements was built so that we could do online streaming before COVID. This was our plan before, or Kim's plan before COVID. It just happened to hit at the right time. It's a God thing. And then the other thing is in order to do these concerts, you have to have a system that's set up that allows the people that play instruments, easy for you to say, and sing, to be able to do it to where it's an improved sound. And I can tell you that if you sit in the back where I do, the sound is incredible. Has anybody ever heard of a Bose theater system? That's a lot what it's like. If you're here, it's like a Bose theater system, and I can't expect a rumble to come around the deal like you're in a theater. So it's really, really wonderful. But so when you get these in the mail or you see these online, if you can, I'm not asking everybody to do it. I'm not asking you to drive yourself in the poorhouse by giving to the church. I'm just asking that if you can, to give a little bit more, and we'll achieve that goal. I promise you that it'll be worth it to you. I will tell you that some of the most amazing things that have happened to our family is because we tithe, and we try to tithe generously according to what God has blessed us with. And so we feel very, very strongly about that support, and we feel very, very strongly that you will see a difference, okay? It makes a world of difference in your life when you look at something, you say, I had something to do with that. It's like Tessa's landscape team. They can pull up in the driveway and they can look over and say, I pulled that weed. I cut down that bush. You know, it's just an amazing feeling when you feel like you have contributed and been a part of the overall. So that's what this is all about. So So anyway, fill these slips out if you can, and when you see them online. Thank you.
And a long time ago, I neglected to give Vicki, this Vicki sitting here, her membership certificate. So I want to do that now. Come on up, Vicki. She joined earlier this year. So forgive me, my dear. Here's your... When you walk through the door, you are family. But wait, there's more. You can also join. So let's bless our tithes and offerings. We are deeply grateful for all the time, treasure, and talent that pours into this community, that makes it beautiful, that is helping it to grow and thrive, and is enabling us to go forward into the next 20, 30, 40 years and beyond in prosperity and abundance. And we offer this in the name and in the nature of Jesus the Christ, our brother and way shower. Amen. So let's go to our prayer for protection now. Let's recite together. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. And now that we had the unveiling of our vision and mission last Sunday, we're now going to affirm that together. So let's stand either in body or spirit. And I've broken it down so that we have it in affirmation form. So we'll start now with the vision, and then we go into the mission. Together, we are Unity Spiritual Center Saxe. We are a thriving global community of spiritual seekers, transforming lives through love and the expression of our innately divine gifts. Our mission is to inspire spiritual and personal growth through the teaching and demonstration of unity principles toward the realization of living your best life. And that's the truth. Thank you very much for joining us and spending your Sunday morning with us. We'll see you next week. Have a glorious, glorious day and a glorious week. Namaste.